It's all covered in today's China Truths.
Massive floods sweep across southern China, homes and towns submerged. Major floods are hitting many areas in southern China. Due to continuous heavy rain, floods and geological disasters have occurred in many places in Yunnan province. Many houses were submerged in mud, and many buildings were swept away into the river. It will continue to rain in the next few days. At the same time, Guilin, Guangxi also suffered heavy rain and floods that swept through many areas, causing great damage. In the past few days, natural disasters have continuously hit southern China. Due to heavy rain, landslides, mudslides, rockfalls, and many other disasters have occurred in many places in Nujiang Lisu Autonomous Prefecture, Yunnan Province, and many roads have been interrupted. The roadbed in Dulongjiang Township collapsed, houses were damaged, power was interrupted, and the communication network was severely damaged. Some houses were washed into the water. Eopol fled in panic as their homes and possessions were swept away by the floodwaters, with many saying they were caught off guard and only narrowly escaped. Aerial pictures show that many houses in Dimaluo Village, Pengdang Township, Gongshan County were submerged by mudslides, and agriculture and breeding industries suffered heavy losses. According to statistics from the authorities, as of 2100 on May 31st, a total of 1,362 households and 4,857 people were affected in the county. As the flood washed away a large amount of floating wood, many netizens posted videos showing that a large number of people were picking up tree trunks in the water by the Nujiang River to use as firewood. In addition, a landslide occurred on a section of road in Quanzhou County, Guilin, Guangxi on Monday. In the middle of the night, the flood poured into the urban area of Guilin. Citizens got up late at night to move their cars. Guilin residents: I woke up in the morning and saw that it was soaked in water. Wow, this road. The local meteorological department issued a red warning for heavy rain for the first time this year. Heavy rain in Zhangjiajie, many residents were flooded, and the flood passed through the first floor. A few days before, on May 22nd, Sili County, Zhangjiajie, Hunan, was hit by heavy rain. Many towns and villages suddenly suffered from severe floods. The turbulent floods flowed through the first floor of residents' homes, and many residents were flooded. The video circulated on the internet showed that Matuxi Village, Wangjiaping Town, Zhangjiajie, was besieged by a heavy flood. The surging flood rushed through the wind and rain bridge and was close to the bridge surface. The village branch secretary told the Xiaoxiang Morning News that the heavy rain that lasted for several hours caused the water level of Matuxi to rise sharply. The flood had overflowed the wind and rain bridge, and some roads were flooded. The deepest water on the road was close to 1 meter, and some residents were urgently evacuated. There are videos showing that many towns and villages in Sili County suffered from severe floods, and some roads were flooded. The river water in Siku town rose rapidly, and the turbid floods flowed through the first floor of residents' homes along the river. Some villagers said in panic, "The flood has entered the house." Zhangjiajie Jinyan Tujia Township was also besieged by floods. Some villagers said that the heavy rain started at night and the river water was about to overflow the riverbank. There were also residents whose homes were flooded. They filmed a video and said, "I slept at night, and my house was flooded." The water from the mountain was running into the house. On the morning of May 22nd, the Zhangjiajie Meteorological Observatory had issued a red warning for heavy rain, and Sili County launched a Level 3 emergency response for flood control. A sudden flood in Zhangjiajie affected the travel of many people. One netizen said, "We took the high-speed rail from Changsha to Zhangjiajie today, and all services were suspended. We booked bus tickets in desperation and arrived safely." As the floodwaters rage through towns and villages, these early disasters are only a grim prelude. The real flood season is just beginning, and what lies ahead could be far more devastating. Nature has sounded its first alarm, a warning to the people of China to stay alert, stay prepared, and not take these early signs lightly. Each torrential downpour, each landslide, is a reminder of the fragile line between normalcy and disaster. Communities must act now to strengthen defenses and ensure safety. The storms are not over. They have only just begun. This is the calm before the true chaos. Recently, watermelon farmers in Guangxi were forced to dump hundreds of thousands of kilograms of ripe, juicy watermelons into ponds or let them rot under the scorching sun, simply because buyers offered too little money. Yet, in stark contrast, netizens across major cities are angrily complaining that watermelons are still too expensive to buy. This bizarre disconnect has sparked a nationwide uproar online. On May 29th, multiple mainland media outlets reported that in Fusui County, Chongzhou City, Guangxi, watermelon growers had no choice but to toss their harvests into ponds or abandon them in the fields. The culprit: rock-bottom prices and zero demand. One farmer from Shanwei Town revealed that this year's purchase price is a shocking 0.2 yuan per kilogram, far below previous years. He expects to lose as much as 40,000 to 50,000 yuan. Growing just 1 acre costs 1,500 yuan, but only brings in a meager 500 to 600 yuan in return. Altogether, nearly 100,000 kilograms of watermelon were left to rot. Heartbreaking videos circulating online show farmers dumping truckloads of vibrant, red-fleshed watermelons into fish ponds until the fruit covered half the water's surface. The waste is gut-wrenching. Where you are, it's 1 cent per pound, but here it's 4.8 yuan. I can't afford it anymore, one netizen exclaimed. Another echoed, I hardly buy watermelons now. They're just too pricey. Others chimed in, Shenzhen's Sweet King is 3.5 yuan. Kilin is 4 yuan. They can't sell and we can't afford. What's going on with this system? A netizen who identified as a watermelon wholesaler broke down the behind-the-scenes journey from farm to table.
We get the goods from farmers. Take a 20,000-pound truck of Sweet King watermelons. 2 days ago, in Nanning, it cost 0.6 yuan per pound. Then we pay the agent 0.05 yuan per pound. Transport to Foshan costs around 3,000 yuan, or about 0.15 yuan per caddy. The wholesale market charges a consignment fee, usually 0.1 yuan. So, our total cost is 0.9 yuan. To survive, we need to sell it at 0.95 to 1.05 yuan. Then retailers add 0.5 to 1 yuan, depending on their location. That's how it ends up 1.5 to 2 yuan in the market.
Another netizen explained, if a brick-and-mortar store buys at 1 yuan per pound, they'll have to sell it at 3.5 to 4 yuan. There's the product cost, 1 yuan, rent, 1 yuan, labor, 1 to 1.5 yuan, and don't forget utilities, cold storage, spoiled fruit, all that eats into the profit. At the end, the shop owner may only earn a few cents. Every Chinese product is bled dry before it reaches the consumer. Mainland resident Ms. Zhang told NTD that the real reason for this madness lies in China's staggering logistics costs. Road tolls for trucks are sky high, and labor costs keep rising. When you add in all the middlemen fees, it's no surprise the price multiplies several times from what farmers earn to what we see in stores. Fruit shops and supermarkets pile on their own markups, making the humble watermelon a luxury item for the average Chinese consumer. China's farmers throw away millions of tons of fruit. Amid the economic crisis that has quietly crept into every corner of life, the fruit industry in China has suddenly become the clearest reflection of that profound instability. The once bustling markets are now quietly deserted. The baskets of fresh fruit that once carried the hope of a bountiful harvest now lie quietly piled up, with no one asking to buy them and no one paying attention. Farmers look at their fruit as if they are looking at helplessness. Selling them means a loss. Keeping them will spoil them, creating a vicious cycle with no way out. No matter how much they lower the price, the goods still cannot be sold. And keeping the price to maintain quality only leads to more indifference. In the crowded market, fruit suddenly becomes a burden, and the pain multiplies from there. Some people earn only 10 yuan a day and are so angry that they throw their baskets of fruit on the ground. One farmer said sadly, "If I hadn't been driven to the limit, I would never have used a bulldozer to destroy tons of mangoes." A fruit wholesaler shared, "People keep asking me if the fruit business is good. Here's the answer. All the goods have just arrived and haven't even been opened yet. Yet look, the middle has already started to rot." She explained that when she encountered this kind of stock, she could only admit that she was unlucky, unable to sell them, and didn't want consumers to pay for such poor quality. A netizen immediately commented, "This year's mangoes in Guangxi are really cheap like never before. Except for the epidemic, this is the cheapest year in the 5 years I've been in the fresh fruit industry. The current price is only about 1.6 yuan per kilogram. I decided to buy 50,000 kilograms to sell at a discount to everyone. Each fruit is sweet. If it's not, I will refund." At the largest fruit market in Babu, the price of oranges has remained low. There are very few buyers, and huge piles of oranges are rotting on the roadside. One netizen commented that it was definitely because of the high cost of gasoline and highway fees. After waiting for the fruit truck, the gas, station fees, and labor costs had almost completely eaten up the profits. At the supermarket, the profits were high, but the farmers did not get anything. Another complained, "Eating fruit is such a luxury now. I have mouth ulcers. I should eat fruit, but it's cheaper to buy vitamin B2. Another pointed out that the high transportation costs are preventing a lot of fruit from leaving the production area. As a result, the fruit is left to rot in the fields, and those that can be transported are sold at prices so high that consumers cannot afford them. A few months ago, China had a huge harvest of yellow jujubes, leading to a serious surplus of unsold fruit. Farmers were so disappointed with the low prices offered by traders that they chose to crush the yellow jujubes on the spot. Instead of bringing them home, some netizens commented that this year's yellow jujubes are not sweet. Others complained that they had tried many places, but all of them were bland. They were neither sweet nor sour, perhaps because there was little sunlight this year. Blueberry growers have also suffered from a severe price drop. One farmer said that in just a few days, the price had dropped to a quarter of what it was before, and they couldn't sell their produce. They had to feed their blueberries to their pigs. One netizen commented, "You can't sell them, and I can't afford them. Everything here is too expensive, and these are the small ones. It's not that people don't want to buy them, it's that they can't afford them." Another said that income has been falling for the past few years. One reason is the concern about pesticide residue, and another is that the price is high, but the taste is just average. Fruit is not a necessity, so I don't buy it anymore. Some questioned the quality of blueberries, asking why they weren't made into juice if they were truly good. Grape growers also suffered. Some could only sell at 0.3 yuan per half kilo, but still had no buyers, ending up discarding both grapes and small change. Watermelons also went unsold. Few people came, no trucks showed up, and despite farmers insisting on their sweetness and quality, the market had vanished.
Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We will keep reporting on the COVID surge in China, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to get the latest videos. And thank you for tuning in.